Hello YouTube, Chief here from KRGraphics. I'm back with another video. Now this one is going to be pretty special. I've been waiting for this moment for the longest while now, since I began this series. We're now going to get to texture the character. I hope you are too. So let's begin right now to show you where I'm at now with the Iris model. So in the last video we left off, we did the mapping for the character, all the UVs. And what you're seeing here now is pretty much the near finished model of the character. Of course, I'm an artist and nothing's ever truly finished. You probably noticed a few changes in the character. I fixed his face a little bit. Added some skin detail. See his skin pores. And I'm probably going to change all this stuff up a little bit too before I bake it into the texture. And I've also added his eyebrows and hair in his head, which would be used for creating masks on the character. Now, not only did we do UV mapping and topology, I also managed to get all this detail in here ready for baking. So let me go ahead and show you the model in its final form, the game character anyway. And what I did was I spent a lot of time fixing UVs in this character. So you can see here, I decided to break up the character into his body anyway to three different materials. So one for his shirt, one material for his shirt, pants, and his boots. One material for the robe, the sash, the button connectors, gloves, and the hidden sleeve under there, which we've seen later, and a shade for his head. There's also material for hair, scepter, and the magical gem that'll go into it. I'm going to create the scepter at another time, as well as the hair, which will not be recorded, unfortunately, because creating hair sucks and it takes a lot of time. So anyway, that aside, of course, before I start the textures, there's one thing I need to let you know, that I'll be using Substance Painter. Now, in my personal workflow, I have found that there's a feature in Painter called Match by Mesh Name, and I'm already noticing that on all my objects here, all the objects, I have the suffix low, which indicates low poly. And go back in ZBrush, you'll notice I have words high, which indicates it be a high poly. Well, I'll show you that in a second. It is important to note that when you're working with ZBrush and Substance Painter, if you want to import these high-res meshes as they are, that's cool, you can do that. But I recommend against it if you want to factory bake. So I'm going to show you what I did for processing for the model. I see here, there's all these polygroups, and if you haven't seen my video on how to retain your polygroups during decimation, there's another video that I'm going to put on the screen at this moment. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I'm going to post it on YouTube in the box for recommended videos. So anyway, before I started working on the texturing and baking down my textures, I usually will go through decimation process. That's the process of lowering your model's polygon count. And I try to keep my models light as possible. I usually don't, but it is recommended that you try to keep your models as light as possible, especially for faster bakes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and show you what I did to get this working. So I'm going to go to Z plugin, Decimation Master. If you're not familiar with this, it's a very powerful tool for lowering model polygon count. Then you hit pre-process current, and I'm going to show the trousers because that's easier to show. And basically showing the whole character. I think this model was about. Let me see the whole model right now. The total polygon count. So it's about 22 million, so 22.5 million. So this whole model is about 46 million triangles. which is not a lot for ZBrush, but a lot for me. We try to work on a model like this. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start using the polygon canvas a little bit, and I'm going to put in. Let's put in 10 points. You know, I want to go. Let's go low with this. I know we don't use these sliders. I go by percentages. Go pretty low to percent. You notice how the model is now fully triangulated, but it retains all of my details. If I undo it, you can see that we have a more lots of detail. You know, I can go even lower, but of course you start seeing little. You might notice a lack of detail in this one. So I try not to go too high. I try to keep it low as possible, but not so low that you start losing detail. Like I can go to 2% of this, and that's really low. That's very low. But this will bake really well in a program like Substance Painter. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go back and just set it to, like, you know, find a good balance so you do your destination. Usually I go about 8% of it. You know, depending on how much you want. And this is usually pretty good. I can go lower, but for now, I don't want to show you. If you have polygroups, you want to retain those for baking. You know, watch my video I posted. Basically, the polygroups for Substance Painter will help a lot when we bake our textures for color masking. So, without further ado, now let's go to Painter. Which, by the way, if you haven't had a chance yet, KRGraphics has a 30-day trial for this program, which is absolutely great. I love this program. Ever since they announced it years ago, I cannot get enough of this program. So here on Painter, and here are all the materials that are on this character. And basically, once I finish modeling the textures and modeling the hair, I can basically go into Modo and switch out all of these proxies for the actual mesh. I'm going to most likely quartz the scepter and make them one material, just to save on shader space. But if I go ahead now and just hit solo, you'll see all the texture sets that we're going to work with today. So sorry about the head, looks weird. I have to actually bake this later. I did some UV tweaks on this earlier, and I need to fix it. So without further ado, for this video, we're going to focus on setting the base colors on our model, and then in the video after this one, right after this, we're going to work on detailing the texture. So, and before I start, of course, let me show you the big textures for Substance Paint. I'm going to drum this right now for you guys. It is arduous and painfully long to bakes. Any program, even in Nald, in Marmoset Toolbox 3, even here in Substance Painter, you want high quality bakes, you have to wait for it. Patience is key here. So anyway, when I do my bakes in Substance Painter, you notice here on the lower bottom here, there's high and there's low, the suffixes, which will tell Substance Painter that you need to find the mesh name. And yes, make sure when you're working your models inside of your 3D application, make sure that the mesh name is called whatever _ low. If you put it in the file name, it won't find it. Same thing with ZBrush. You need to make sure that your meshes have the same exact name, and make sure to append the high and low suffixes. Otherwise, they will not draw. So basically, match by mesh name will prevent any tracing errors that will normally occur in other baking programs. Me personally, I don't like tracing errors. I try to avoid them if I can. I remember years ago working with XNormal and other baking tools where you have to take your model and break it apart and that crap. It's too much, even for me. I don't like it sometimes. So it's very important to make sure that your models have the name, the suffix on the model, which means like you go to Modo or even Maya or anything like that. Make sure that your mesh has a suffix. It has to be the suffix. Same thing. Also in your file name, you call it shirt low. Make sure the name of the mesh in your app is called shirt low. That is very important. And also too, the mesh names are case sensitive. So if you have like shirt uppercase S and then lowercase s in a high res, they will not see each other, and the painter will skip all that. Same thing with the with his big brother, Substance Designer. So one thing I want to go across, and for those of you who are familiar with Substance Painter, use Photoshop, you will love this program. I mean, it's the best program I've ever used for painting texture. I've also used Mari, but it's kind of expensive. Also have my price range. So anyway, also one other thing too, before I start the process of texturing this, is let's go to the id map here, out of Painter for baking. Now, when you're working on your meshing some ZBrush, depending on what program you have, I have Moto 10, and I have to make sure that I export FBX 2013. For some odd reason, 2015 doesn't read very well, and you'll get black normal maps. You'll basically ignore the normal mapping. And also too, you want to make sure that if you're working in your units, that you export your FBX files in the units you're working with. So I work with meters, and it's very important to make sure that you work in meters. I implore you, when you do baking in Painter, great program too, because it's like Designer, it's non-destructive. You can update your mesh repeatedly, bring it in here and then rebake everything. Everything will be intact, just where you left it. But I implore you to make sure you name your meshes properly. So yeah, so anyway, so the reason why we have the poly groups in place is for color masking. Looks like right here in our robes, I mean our baking panel, and you see the id map here? There's an option called color source, and it's poly group and submesh ID. And what that basically means is, in ZBrush, can I go back here real quick? Let's pick another object. Let's pick the my jacket. Character's coat. That's a good one. So all the colors on his jacket will indicate it's a poly group, which will help us with masking certain parts of the character. Such as, let's say I want, I want this one to be blue or something, like blue on the outside. I can do that very easily, program. Or I want this trim to be a certain color. It makes it so much easier to do all of this. It would be very difficult if I did this any other way. The old-fashioned way of doing this, I've worked at Quixel tools before, and I've used Photoshop before for my texturing, and Painter is so much faster. Any area I can think of. I think Quixel tools, I think they have a new version out now for Photoshop. Photoshop, it's pretty powerful stuff. I've seen it. I've used a little bit of that. The latest Quixel tools, but it's great. But the only drawback for me is that it requires you to use Photoshop, and I want to get in there and just not use Photoshop and just do something different. Substance Designer and Painter work very well together. And in a later video, I'm going to be doing detailing. And I'll probably go over the process very quickly of how I created like mesh decals. Anyway, so before let's begin now. Before I start, I'm going to show you the color source, poly group, submesh ID, and the color generator random. And basically, what happened is it'll randomize the colors, which is great. You basically want this feature right here, your color ID tag. Those are awesome. So let's begin painting now. So I'm going to start off with the robe, which is probably the easiest to start off with. An example of my workflow, of how I work. You're probably noticing in my texture channels here, I have a base color, a high channel, roughness. I like working metal roughing it away. Metallic, speculars, ambient occlusion, emissive, which I won't have at all in these textures. The normal mapping, and I have an extra channel here called Detail Normal Mask. And what this channel will do here is it will actually allow me to create masks based on the texture I choose. So, example, if I want to have let's say this part right here, like a certain weave pattern or polyester or cotton or leather on the inside, I can do that mask. It's very similar to how it's done in a lot of games. If you haven't seen the GDC videos yet of from Paragon, they show this process very well. It's very detailed, very well explained, and it's a process that works very well for me. And also in my case, I'll be using this process for working in Unity with my with the shader that I made. If you haven't seen it yet, check out Amplify Shader Editor. It is really really good. You know, and basically I'm not a programmer, but you know it's very if those of you who use Unreal 4, it's a godsend. Let's begin by doing this texturing of the jacket, and we're only going to do the base wash right now. We're not going to do no detailing yet. And any kind of fiber details I do on this model, like for the cloth fibers, those are going to be handled in engine. Let's begin with this robe here. This will be very fun for you guys. And I thank you you guys all for taking the time to watch this series. It is a lot to work. There's a lot to do, and lots to learn too. Actually, I've learned a whole lot doing this series. Oh, by the way, this last layer here called matter, should be called matte. I'm gonna turn off the roughness channel on this texture right here, on the speculars. Mainly what I usually do is when I do a lot of texturing, I'm using basically a base workflow, and basically specular value is set to point is middle gray, which is I think it's 0.5 in Unreal 4. So if I bring this character to Unreal 4, it will look just like it, like this. 4. So right now, let's begin with this folder. We'll call it robe. Robes, and I'm gonna make a black mask for it, which is very important. If you use Photoshop, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Basically, using the mask will prevent me from drawing out of the surface, and basically, I do not draw out the surface. It's very important. It's very important. I do not draw outside the. I hit the C key. I can look at the mask right now. Mask, and here we are. This whole model select. Right. By the way, if you in Painter, it's on the C key on the keyboard to see all your textures, channels. And then hit the M key to turn your material. Okay. Now, robe selected. I'm not gonna make another folder. I use a lot of folders when I work on my models, so call this color washes. This folder basically allow me to like do a lot of color washes, and also too when I bake my textures too. I have a ton of in Painter. Once you render all these, your texturing abilities go through the roof. Use program. All right, so let's go to fill layer, and I'm trying to think of my coloration of the robe. I basically want to have powder. I'm thinking about having like a silky outside and a cloth interior of this. And unfortunately, of course, in the real world materials, I'm creating silk, so I'm gonna make it a blue color, make it like a blue color or something like that. Make it like a dark blue. A little bit. Color. It's just the colors. I usually spend a lot of time thinking about my coloration and what I want to do. Color. This. And since I don't have silk in my I don't have silk yet in my shader. I'm trying to figure out a way to create a silk shader in Unity for silk. I know the silk has like Fresnel and as well as some stuff for scattering. You know, cloth is very transmissive. You're probably noticing as well that I have actual thickness on this cloth because you know, in Unity we're using the cloth sim tool for creating a cloth, and most designers will take the faces, copy them, paste it, flip it over. I didn't want to do that. I want to go the extra step, make the cloth feel real and heavy. So anyway, this is the outer robe. I'm gonna set my materials now. Turn off spec. Turn off the normal map. Emissive. I'm turning off channels I don't really need. And for right now, I'll set some metallic for now. Although actual silk is not metallic in any way, but this is just for look development. Before I create my materials. Okay, and also the sash and this rope here are the same color as well. Let's roughen this a little bit. In a physically based workflow, roughness will tell you how rough or smooth the surface. I'll put it right over here for now. The best part about Painter is you can work in your models and change everything later to your liking. It is pretty non-destructive. And I also have a export template that will show everything. And as for the head, I'm going to leave that for last. That's probably the most fun for me when I do my texturing character's head. Anyway, so now I have my roughness the way I want it. Pretty good. And I'll copy these values too to other parts of the. So now I want to make a mask out of it. A black mask, and I want to pick the outside shell of the model. Think of that. I'm only picking the outer polygons. The outer what I want for this particular shape, for this particular cloth, is I want the outer polygons to be. I'm trying to get away from black. You know? I did this earlier too, and I noticed that the polygons were tracing the wrong way. So you notice how we have a trim on our robe there. We'll worry about that in a minute. Okay, so with that done, I can now work on the inside of the model now. And I'd rather do this method versus trying to a black mask out of that as well. And this one is going to be another color, just for now. I'm going to make it like, I don't know, just for the sake of visualization. I'm going to make it like probably a grayish material. I mean, usually I will be, depending on the material. I'm thinking about like a jacket of some sort, you know, like the leather coats. You have like the leather interior and a silky underside. I'm thinking about that too. This design, so I definitely want to go ahead and make it like a light gray or something. Then again, I'll pick the piece. I'll pick this. Actually, too. And before I do anything else, there's the robe. This is part of the robe or something. I want to leave this out. And I'm essentially picking all the parts that belong to the robe. That includes a sash, part of the robe. And you'll know if you picked everything. You go on your viewer settings, for your flow and mask, and show that picked everything. You'll notice that you have some black areas there, because you need to pick the model right now. And also too, Painter works very well with meshes that are separated. You're probably asking yourself, well, why didn't you work one material for the whole character instead of doing something separate like that? Well, a few reasons. One, I wanted more detail in the shader this time. Zoom in real close. This is a 4K map. It looks this good now. And I figured I can also work. I can go on the engine and work a lot lower if I need to in the engine. over here now, and we're going to start inside the jacket now. So let's go over here. You picking the UVs. This is the inside of the jacket. I'm going right now. Model there. And at this point of the design, I haven't decided on colors yet. What I want for coloration for the character yet. So this is a good stage to really think about it. And I could have also put blue on here as well, but I'm going to wait and see what I can get out of that. Okay. Now that's there. I don't want metallic on this one. Turn this off. And actually, for this jacket, I'm thinking about coloring it up. I'm thinking about let me go to my this layer here as well, and turn on detail. Black. I mean, it's not realistic, but in this particular channel, my deform normal's mask, my shader, black basically means the original normal map is untouched in the shader. So basically, anything that is black is untouched, and like red, green, blue will blend together. Basically, I could have easily used like red, green, blue, yellow, magenta, and white. But I think when I created the shader, I ran out of interpolation in the shader engine, so I gotta find a way around that. Anyway, so the robe outer, I'll make this red, pure red. And what pure red will do is it'll allow me to choose a different pattern from this. Same thing on the inside as well. I want all of this to have the same material on the inside. So go to the robe outer, and forget about having another material for this. I'm gonna pick I'm gonna choose a green color. I'm gonna choose green color. Actually, yeah, this is another color too right here. I'm gonna choose for the shader engine. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna see how I can work this into my shader channels. Having I could probably have like 5 normal maps on top of this, but I'm not sure it's gonna work for now. So for right now, I'm gonna pick 3 normal maps for now, and that's it. This is pretty much it here. I wish I can tear. Oh, I could probably tear off this layer panel, put it off screen, so I can get like full screen real estate on this. Do that actually. Turn this off and put it off screen. So this way I have a little more real estate I'm working. And we'll get rid of this log. There. Here we go. That's cool. Now I work a little better now. And by the way, too, if you guys are interested in using Substance Painter or Designer, KRGraphics is a great channel for creating for using Painter in general. I mean, it is that powerful to use. I strongly recommend using it and learning how to use this program. It's a very powerful program. I cannot see myself not using this program for my work. Anyway, let's continue working. So now I have the interior robe here. And by the way, I should save now, but I ran into a bug earlier with this where it would hang for a very long time and have to close it out. That's embarrassing. I don't want that happening here. So I do save now, and down. I'm gonna save now. Actually, this is close and personal, and I want to talk to you guys, and I enjoy talking to the audience about my artwork. I create my textures. I usually don't have a clear idea. Sit down and think about the idea. And by the way, and also too in Paint when you save, it takes a while. It's saving your entire project. I think good thing. It saves everything. Yeah, so create my character models. I usually have no clear idea. I usually wing it. If I work in the game industry, I hope I will in the future have a job in the industry. You're basically working at a team. You need to plan everything. The team is they plan everything. They have concepts, concept artists, and other things. On the other hand, I'm a one-man army on myself. So basically, it gives me free reign. It gives me free reign to do whatever I want to my design. If you have any questions about Painter, feel free to leave a comment below for me. Definitely be able to answer any question you have. You guys, I'm kind of stalling for time while it saves. Because I'm trying to avoid cutaways if possible. Basically, it's going to take a while to save a lot of stuff here, so I would pause here, but I'll keep going. Yeah, so all the workflows too is if I'm creating things like, I think in Painter as well. In terms of Painter, there are actually many ways to create a material, a texture of some sort. And my usual go-to is Substance Designer. I like that program very much. It is a very strong program. It basically allows me to do things that are damn impossible to do using just Photoshop. Non-linear workflow, very strong tool set. It's always growing. I think we're on version 6 now. They basically set it up where they basically went ahead and they created new version like the text tool, which is a very good tool for using writing text on your. I might do that next time. I might do that on another character in the future, right? Creating text layers and other stuff out of Painter. So it's a great little tool, man. Haven't had a chance to use it yet. I think I'm going to use version 6 on my next project, which is basically the same this character here, but I'm going to make him really old, and create a piece where he's kind of seeing himself in the future, as an old man. And I think creating older characters for me, because you can create a lot of history on his face. And it's still saving right now. If you're wondering why my screen's on the flash, this is a pretty huge project. I think I racked up a lot of many megabytes of textures, and I haven't even begun anything. Kind of trying to get around to creating these textures. So that said, I'm going to take a second to pause here. When we get back, working. So stay tuned, guys. Guys, we're back. That was quicker than I expected. I think it saved about a minute saving my file. So anyway, we can now continue adding the details we need. So next up is the trim on the jacket, and I actually took off the shelf and put it off screen so that I can have more screen space to work with. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the trim. And the trim, try to decide a color scheme for the trim. Do I want like a golden trim or a regular color scheme? I'm thinking for this particular suit, I might try to go for like a blue and white scheme. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll work on that. So put a fill there. I'm gonna call this one trim. And then this one here, my settings are. Yeah, making sure I'm gonna do another step that you should do for creating colors on. And I'm gonna go ahead now and add master selection, auto selection. This is where the poly groups come into play. This is why we baked up poly groups earlier. It'll help us tremendously with creating the our detail mask. So go ahead and pick one. Go. And in the trims, I'm gonna set this to like a yeah. No. Let's set it to like gold. It's off screen here. You can't really see what I'm picking here. Pick gold. No. Speculars. Let it do its thing. Again, as mentioned before, I don't have silk, and silk is a hybrid material. It's not metallic, but unfortunately I don't have a silk material here. And with PBR metal rough, there's no way to actually create a silk material, a hybrid material like this. So for now, I have to fake it. You know the old saying goes, "Fake it till you make it." Keep going. The color, it's kind of the same process here as the other. Pick a color until you actually kind of cool. I can pick multiple colors, but you're picking colors, masking. Impressive. It's a really good way to get fast colors in here. Especially if you're modeling high poly your characters, it really helps out tremendously. I can hear raw. Not that. Back up a little bit. Kind of going in and just picking all the colors I want. In the later part of this later video, I'm going to be doing the details. And this is where it gets interesting. The reason why I'm doing that 4K because I ran into a bug earlier. I ran into a nasty bug today. Testing this out earlier, and it would freeze the entire program. Thankfully, Algorithmic is really good at catching bugs and fixing them quickly. So basically, do it again. Sorry. And also too, when working your textures, you work in the 2D window or the 3D window, and I'm gonna work in this window here. So, kind of keep it going here, and and unfortunately, something's painter. When you work in this program, your projects will get very bloated very quickly. Something unfortunately they'll all work with in this program, but I can imagine Mara getting this bloated too. You know, and you need a beefy computer to work on with this. I'm on a laptop, so you know, right now, the saying goes, work what you got. Okay? So these are the trims, all the trims right here working. He feels like a pastor. He feels like a pastor or something. Oh, one more thing too is I need to get this part up here, this little wishbone there. I think I missed that earlier, so let me go into my outer. Missed that earlier. I think I missed this piece here. It's a very small piece. It's a very small texture on the UV map, and it won't matter much because you're not going to see it at all. Go ahead and just take this right. So you're not gonna see it, but you're not gonna, I'm not gonna waste data trying to figure it out. Yeah, he feels like a priest, like a priest or a wizard in a game like Elder Scrolls Skyrim. And let me go here to my add color selection on here. I'm gonna mess up a little, but let me see something. Let me pick a just to avoid issues. color I want. And this is another way of picking your color masks. I do this a lot too when I do my work, my projects. And of course, you see missing faces. That's because when I work on my character models, I tend to optimize as I go, which is a very smart practice. Working on textures for games. I optimize as I go. Another color. Basically picking all the insides. You'll never see this on the inside, but we're going to fix this up so that it won't be an issue anymore. Going in, just picking elements. I didn't realize that I did all this earlier, so actually, here, just pick this. Beautiful color. Yeah, okay, that's like that. And I'll make another color for now, just so it's easy to identify. I'll put it back later to like. This is a lot easier to work with. Okay. So that part's done now. Let's go on to the roping sash right here. I'm gonna go ahead now and pick all this sash. Another folder. Top of this. I try to keep a very organized workflow here. Robes, washes. Put a folder for that. Put in the layer group. Call this colors. These colors can learn that too. The next layer above this is going to be the detail layers. All of this. Colors. I'm create a fill layer. Well, and we'll call this sash. This is the main body of the sash we're working with. Very important. It's very important. I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna add a black mask. Pick the whole thing. It'll make it easier to work with later as well. And actually, I'll make it even easier. Actually, I'll go ahead and just copy layers and go ahead and paste content. I want to copy content, and we'll go ahead and paste in the content. What this would do is this will actually make it easier to like copy colors very easily, very quickly and easily, so that we get the same effects. All right, the next part, same thing with the next part as well. We're gonna go ahead and create another fill layer, and we'll call it roping. This one, call this. That's another texture I like calling it. Do the same thing here. Go ahead and get the trim content, piece of the content, so that we get the curl I want. This is way easier than trying to guess what color it is over and over again. And we'll go ahead and create a color selection as well with this. The color, and we'll go down here. Yeah, he's looking really. And I can't wait to get this detailed. Okay, that was easy. Next part is going to be the detailing on the jacket. I'm keeping all the separated so that all this layer coat strap. And actually, too, this jacket, actually, this coat actually it does open up. I guess if I were to do this in, if I would actually wear this as a like, priest, I could put the robe, put over my head, and put over me. Kind of like a pullover kind of thing. Okay, I did it already, and I'm gonna create a folder right here. Yes, there's a lot of folders. So call it straps, and another folder, also buttons. And yes, it is important to save early and often. I can't. I've lost hours of work before because it didn't save. That's not fun. I mean, and of course there are other ways to conveniently work, but or and also too when I go here as well, my channels, into a normal mask, didn't set the colors from yet. So go back to my robe color outer, and I'm going to copy content and paste content in here. So that's important workflow enhancement too. If you're able to work fast and I'm create a black mask, start picking polygon. Second here thing because it's gonna be wow do all this. And basically like all this red here gonna be like all this red gonna be another color. Visual intro. I missed a piece. The bat head here. Red. Ooh, now let me fix this real quick. I might have let me see. Back. This is why I spent a lot of time looking at this trim's color wasn't supposed to might be overlapping. So might be overlapping a little bit. It might be overlapping something. I don't know. Right, so I might have missed something the first. Yeah, so it's kind of like mask. The mask is correct. I'll sure connect it later and fix it up for now. I think I missed something here. Okay, I don't know what it is. I can't on it. I'm gonna see here. Oh, there. I think I know what I missed. I know what I missed. It might be already selected already. Ask. So I'll probably come back at some point and see what I missed. I think that's really strange. It's black now. It ain't working. So the roping here as well. We need to go back and fix the roping. Go ahead and paste it. Go ahead and Copy content. Quick radio fill layer. Call this roping. So I'm kind of deciding right now my roping to go. So selection. This new color here. I'm surprised that it looked this good when they colored it. He definitely feels like a priest. And I think the purple and the red interior work out very, very well. I mean, the best part about being a designer is I can change this whenever I want. If I like something, I'm not gonna keep. Go to buttons. This is a pretty easy layer to work with. Right? I'm gonna add a. It might be the my arrangement I have for this. I'm trying to think here. So I think for the button color, for the buttons, for button colors, I'm gonna go for I'll probably go for like base. And for this one, I'm gonna create a black mask, and I'm gonna pick the meshes for you and fill it in. One of the cool things about this program is it is highly versatile. It makes it easier to work and everything. Load a little bit. Unfortunately, this program is very heavy, but it's the territory. Yeah, especially I get it directly there. Right, cool. And then for material, I'm gonna go off screen and I'm gonna search for brass. Steel brass. That's a nice little color to work with. And okay, I think I found what I did. This is why I created masks for my surfaces. It's making the entire jacket color. I don't want that polygons. And I can trace them to each other. If you're familiar with Photoshop, it basically allows you to keep using mask and group layer to draw in your model. So you keep all the pixels from spilling out onto your surfaces. And any kind of like minor fiber details and things of that nature, we will not have that here. It's all gonna be drawn later on in the line. Here, straps, buttons. This mask, keep the button from drawing surface. I'm thinking the actually, you know what? I think the blue and red look nice on the coat there. Let me look one more time. Detail the mask. Oh, yeah, I found the culprit. We go to roping. Detail. Back. That's one thing I didn't do earlier when I did all this. Red. That's very, very important too. These sense of red. I mean, basically, basically my shader of black prevents it from being drawn. So go ahead and this. There it is. Right there. Black. Turn this off now. I think that's why the mask drew onto itself. I did by mistake, and now I can look at it now and see. like. And knowing that too, it's also in Painter. It's extremely easy to create separate channels for your textures. It's actually awesome. I love the idea of creating my own textures like this. Why this is? I'll figure it out in the next video. We'll create another texture like this, unless it's something to do with my pass-through settings, or you go ahead and set the pass-through. Actually, too, pass-through is a very helpful feature, especially in the models. All the pass-through happens, but almost like I come back later and trying to find what's going on in my. All right, let's continue working. So we have the quote, and I don't have a shader yet but red because in the channel, by the way. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and robe. Oh, so I can tell them what it's for. You probably noticed I'm jumping around a little bit, trying to get a feel for my design. Like a really dark red. Kind of like a crimson. And usually, like a color like this will look really good. Right, and then the roughness channel, like something high for now. Like, basically the jacket, I want a silky outside and a rough inside. Unless I can get aware if I'm having both silky, it'll add it'll add a lot of interest to back to the buttons. And you probably noticed that I don't stay one place. I jump around a lot when I work. It's okay if you're working by yourself. Jumping around the model helps you keep your mind fresh. That's a very important aspect of texture. Oh. This part will drive you crazy. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I didn't pick that mask. Important to pick it. Go over there and check through the mask and make sure it's picked. Right, so that's brass. Yeah, you did it. Alright, so let's go here now. Let's create a fill layer. And I'm gonna pick a gem for this jacket. I'm not sure what to pick for this, but I might go for either emerald or ruby. Usually an emerald. Yes, I spelled emerald wrong. Right? Turn my shelf off. Go to this one with emerald. I'm not sure that happens. One. Emerald. I'll make a gem material later, but for now we can go ahead and actually start picking the polygons we want for it. So mask selection or mask. The reason why I went ahead and did this manner is because usually I might pick the full mesh. It allows you to fill the color completely. Oh, let me go back to one more thing. I don't reflective, so I'm just a little bit of rough. Now the gem, I'm gonna make it old maps, mission, AO. We don't want any of this stuff on. We don't need it on. Right? You know, there's a lot more materials. There's a lot more materials to worry about later. Speculators, you know, that. Detail mask. We're not go to black, I guess, but you know, not really needed. And then the button base, it's all black as well. And we'll make it like a greenish color from now for the I'm not sure color yet. Like a very emerald color, very green. So I decide later what to do. Roughness a little bit. We're almost done with this. We're almost done with this particular material. Pretty good here. I like it. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, now the next part we're gonna work on. Create a new group layer. And we'll call this one gloves and sleeves. Be a great one. And basically, I want to make sure that I don't create. I only have 3 mass materials to create from, so I have to pick. I have to choose carefully what I want from my materials. So let's start it. Let's create a glove. Let's create a I already made a mass for this. So we're basically creating masks for both objects. In fact, I can do this as a program so easily. It's not even funny. It's basically this is Painter. It's so easy. It's so easy to do this. It's not even funny. Put a glove. Gloves now, and go ahead and create a. And the glove, I'm thinking about for the gloves. I'm gonna make it rawhide material. Glove base, and I'm gonna make a black mask for that as well because I want to keep it isolated. Actually, no, let's not do that. I'll do it right here. I know I'm using a lot of masks and everything, but it helps me keep organized in what I do later. Go ahead and you probably notice too that the heavier you get in your project, the slower. It's like crawling once it's really heavy. That's fine. You want as much work as possible. The gloves, I'm gonna go ahead and get a material. I'm smart about it, and the best part about Painter, about Substance Designer, is that it comes with a lot of materials, which is great. Actually, there is a silk shader in here. What am I doing? I did not notice that. Well, I can always do it too. I don't like red. And this is actually a substance apparently. Channel mapping and second here. Then we'll I kind of had a feeling they had a shader for this for creating silk. I don't know what they're doing, but let me see. If they're doing metal, yep, silk metallic is like the halfway point between. I kind of figured that they were doing that. In the substance. Basically, it's like half metal or something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna set this to 0.5. I had a sinking feeling that they were doing something like that in the share. So I guess I'm gonna go for a very silky material on the inside outside, and I'm gonna copy content from this. And yeah, that's kind of good. I caught that. Metallic 5. And I guess for this jacket here, I'm gonna go metallics 7.5. That's kind of good. I caught that because I was like, wait a minute, how are they doing silk in this program? Doing that basically for silk, it's a middle. I guess it's middle ground for bottom materials here. Go to sash, and I'm gonna go ahead and content and paste content so that I get the same metallic feel. And I do have the characters that are like very silky material for the models, and I'm gonna go and do the same thing to them, the other models that I caught that. I was like, wait a minute, how am I gonna do silk in the program? Because basically it's a physically based material. Real world has Fresnel, has all this other stuff on it. I'm probably gonna go very heavy handed on the silk later. I feel like it. I actually like the metallic look to the silk. I'm probably gonna go back to that. Quick a little higher. Metallic, really metallic, silky look. You know, very similar to like a Chinese, one of those Chinese dresses I've seen like people wear. It's beautiful actually. How to recreate that look. And by the way, paste content actually copies all the properties of your fill layer, which is ideal. You want to keep things consistent as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Well, paste on the content. Just to keep things simple. Kind of real quick and setting the metallic to like 0.9, although it's not realistic to me. I want to keep it interesting. About 0.4 on the trims. And I appreciate you guys sitting with me doing this. It's pleasure to be able to sit down with other artists and talk to them about passion and share with you. Actually feels I'm kind of going in now and fixing, you know, roping and other stuff on there. I'm actually doing this to try to everything congruent as possible. I'm also watching my time here. Too long in this process because we do have other models of texture. Yeah, and I'd probably use other something materials like leather. I'll probably do later. I'm probably gonna do later anyway. So it's kind of a nice little way of getting in there and creating the leather material you need. Wait, I don't know what it was. But in the game, in the engine, it'll look really good in engine. We create our material and the look of the material, and when it moves around, it'll look magnetic. All right, so I thought I just want to fix that. Wanted to fix that real quick. All right, so for glove base, I'm going to choose on my off screen here. Use go for let's go leather soft. Leather. Let's choose leather. Let's try leather bag. You know, let's pick one from scratch. Pick soft leather as my resource. Basically, it has the colors I like it. It has the colors I like it actually. Soft leather. And the materials in Substance Paint are really powerful materials. I recommend using them. They can be your friend. Like a very very dark brown leather. Love. And this is good for us because when we go ahead and we create this later on, I'm actually gonna go and make the boots the same color as well. Glove base, gloves and glove/sleeves. Pretty easy. Glove base. Create a new fill layer on top. Create a new fill layer on top of this. And so that I don't draw it, but I don't draw the by accident. Yes, I thank you guys for. It's usually a very long process for attaching characters, and it's usually for me it takes the longest to do a touch on a character. Also from the sleeve, and this is going to be the what was this waffle sleeve, which I want to try to create myself, but I don't have a scanner available to me yet. So so what I'll probably end up doing is using my camera and go outside in the morning and take a picture of my shirt and have a process for black mask, start picking meshes. Back of my knuckles. Sorry. It's like it's 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock in the morning here in Boston. A lot of work. Basically, this is the best time to work is at nighttime when no one's bothering you. Everyone's asleep and able to think clearly. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna use another smart called Fabric Rough. I have one here. Actually, substance material. I want to try to uh, two sleeves there. So, yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're going back with my fill layer, and I'm going to pick Havoc Rough. It is a substance, so I'm trying to not use textures on this. Now I'm pretty good actually. Not the normal mapping, speculars, and I need to see what it looks like. It's okay to use the materials and substance pair with the materials because it's awesome to like really sit down and use all the materials, use the full power of substance painter. Very powerful program. I can't get enough of this program because it's really truly a macro program, man. It, well, that's the material. The material. This is smart material for this. However, I do not want the texture on it. So turn off the height channel. I don't want any texture information on there. I'm trying to turn off the texture map on this. I'm gonna copy the values on that. It's also a substance too, so it's kind of different. Move all. Yeah, it's actually embedded as a substance. Let me go ahead and create a new fill layer on top of this, just so I can copy this. I can copy the color from this. Copy it here. And I think hopefully in future versions of this program, this copy is a feature to copy textures from this. Let me remove that substance. Yeah, I was trying to avoid using certain substances have textures on them, so I'm not using just yet. Go ahead to go to a pretty low color right now. Normal mapping, specular, no. And also for the metallics, when we go into creating our texture later in the Substance Designer, you'll notice that the texture is going to be we put it into a PNG. It's going to be anything non-metallic. It's going to be labeled black. And I'm kind of taking creative license here. Create my text. I think we're about done here actually. Let me check something as well. Make sure I pick my make sure on the sleeve here. I pick a detail mask and we'll put that to blue. Another thing I want to point out as well. I'm only using five colors my shader in Unity. I'm trying to find out if I'm able to squeeze another texture into this. Usually a yellow or a turquoise, magenta. There's a lot of textures, but I want enough control over the final output to really put it in there. In fact, let me go to my rope trim. Let me go to the rope trim and just open detail black. I'm just kind of going in and setting all the color, all the detail textures, so that when I go in my normal mapping, go to my shader channel, I can just go in there and just turn it all off. I don't want any detail appearing on anything black texture. Go to trims, and I'm going to set this detail. Trims. Let's see what it does. It might be. Yeah, there we go. That's it right there. That's what I'm looking for too. I was looking for this. I want to take it red, or I'll probably make it red. I'm not too certain yet what I want to do. Or I can leave it. I can leave it black. I can probably make it turquoise, yellow or something. You know? I'll probably make it yellow now and see. All right, so with this completed now, we can now go on to work on blocking the pants. And the pants will be a little easier to work with. So start a folder. I'm kind of glad I'm doing this now because it's really great for this. And I haven't saved yet, so I think I'm gonna save at some point. Look out the boots. That's probably easiest to make. Boots. Black mask on this one. Both boots. Basically, this is how I usually go ahead and create my detail maps. And for same thing here, there's no nothing will mask. Go ahead and just turn it off. Back. Just for my sanity. All right, so let's go ahead now and set up the set up our colors. And I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna actually I want to go back to my robes for a minute. Copy the gloves. They're actually kind of bright. Glove base. Not bright. Make it a little darker. Yep. I could have made them black. I could have made them. I might make them black later on. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see what transpires when I actually go about this process, with actual detailing. Now, the boots. Now the boot now. Color. Look at that. Damn, it's beautiful, isn't it? The fill layer, and this is basically called folder as well. Group layer. All this boot piece. And basically, what boots base will do is it will allow me to actually easily create the boot base easily in there. And it's for mainly organizational purposes. To call this one boot leather. Detail tab off. I try to be organized when I do my work, so it's important for me to a lot of organization. Now we're gonna call this one boot sole. And for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and pick the actually for sure I want to use this. So I could probably start off with a plastic or something. Black mask. Picking objects. It's like picking. And sometimes it's okay. It's okay to take your time when you're working on something. Take your time, get an idea, get a feel for your project. Remember, this canvas, you are the master, you are in control. Going to pick all this. I'm going in and just picking all my blocking my color now with this. It does take time, but you're patient, it'll all pay off. Patient. So basically for the sort of shoe soles, I'm not sure them. It's like plastic. I'm not sure them. What is it? Let me know in the comments below. They make the hard shoe soles like dress shoes. What's the material? Like, it's like not plastic, but I'm not sure the material is. So if someone knows, you can put in the comments below. Help me out a little bit with that. No, I have no idea what the colors are. Metallic on that. And for plastic, I'm gonna go for plastic matte plastic. Almost like black or something. And later on in our process, we're going to really detail textures. I'm gonna give it a really deep detailing. And I'll probably later on rebake this so it's a little bit tight, a little bit more detail on the normal mapping. Ever since they introduced 8K baking in Substance Painter, it has been a really good. That's a hell of a treat. I'm gonna boot there, and I'm going to make it gold. So golden trim. This. Probably at some point save at some point. Yeah. That's a sigh of relief there. I almost lost my work, and that would suck. That would suck big time. I lost all my work just now. I'm gonna be quiet. I don't quiet now. I don't lose my face myself. Okay, that's done. On to the pants. And same things with pants. We're gonna create a folder. Back up here. And we'll call this pants. Go for pants. The same thing. Basically, rinse repeat everything I've done already. You create a mask, and the mask will keep things from spilling out of control. We work on the exceptions. Go ahead. And this is an easy one. So, base, put a fill layer in there. It's pretty straightforward. So for pants, I want a rough fabric for this one to offset the silk. So it's going to be rough fabric. I'm not sure what fabric's going to be. It might be like a polyester or denim. Since this guy is from like an older century of some sort, like a wizard of some sort, I'll probably use like polyester or something on his clothing. Go ahead and start. Black mask. I don't need a mask at all, actually. I really don't need fabric. Raw fabric. It might be a substance. Let me see. Yeah. And I don't want a substance. So. This is the beauty. This is the beauty of having more than one material. So for this one, I'm gonna set the detail mask to red for this one, and basically, of course, this will allow me to like for this one I want denim, like either denim or polyester for this, or some sort of cotton. I'm able to do virtually unlimited detail in the shader in game. Yeah. Then we'll go to the color to like I want like a dark blue or something, dark navy blue. I'm probably gonna do the same thing for the shirt. It's like a dark navy blue. If you ever own like work pants, like you know the work clothes, they're very rough fabric. Kind of going for that look. I mean, I'll probably use some sort of coloration of some sort. But I'm not sure yet. Now I'm gonna keep it like this, and this is fabric, but we want to go pretty high in the roughness channel. You know, and usually my process, I will usually take my textures and go into like Unity or Unreal Engine. Look at it. What it looks like. Put on that material real quick. Here, set the spec where I want it. You know? I'm making sure that we set the spec where I want. So that, and we're in the next layer we're gonna make is the layer for the shirt. This is a very important process. It takes a long time, and I thank you guys for sticking with me for this one. There's a lot of work creating textures for a game character like this, and be able to talk to you directly how to do it. Okay, so now we'll create a new folder. And basically, the folders are good there. They're gonna help me when I work on my textures some more. At some point, I was thinking about adding a trim on top of this. Probably will. Once I figure out a way to add the trim convincingly, make it work to my advantage. All right. So anyway, call this one shirt rough fabric. You know, and one thing too, I want to thank KRGraphics for creating shirt. I can't work without this program. Life of me. And hopefully on a more powerful computer, I'll be able to get away with doing way more detail. But for now, this is what I have to work. But for now, this is what I have to work with. So, and for the shirt color, I'm gonna set the detail map as well to this. Let me just see something. This part is a very difficult part. This is why I want to make sure I recreate my textures. That I let's go to shirt color. This will it's not the gray, but I want to, like, you know, create a separate color from this so that it doesn't clash together. Go back in here. And also, to make sure when you're masking, you choose everything in the model. That's an important step there too. There we go. All right. Go back to the shirt rough color. I'm probably gonna make a separate channel for this. So, of course, like right now, detail mask. Have it red already for the pants. Make this green. And depending on, and if I could squeeze in one more interpolator in my shader, I'm gonna add another color to this later. So make it green. Green. Start the normal mapping. Don't need it. Speculars, metal. This basically cuts down on how much work I got to do on this later. I'm gonna make the roughness really rough in the shirt. Not only that too, when I create the my smart material for this, I'm gonna actually create the texture so that I have both normal mapping, ambient occlusion, and roughness in the same small texture file. It all depends on what I can get away with. So I'm also gonna use a cavity map to make the shirt feel a little more dirty to me, and not so flat. And I'm gonna go ahead and create one more fill there, and this is going to be for the sleeves. Sorry for the sleeves. So create a black mask, and get the UVs for the, because they're going to be same material, but I want to have a different orientation for the threading of the shirt. So like this part right here is facing. This is why it's important to make sure you do your textures. Like this part here is up and down, and the same thing here on the cufflinks. They're all facing a certain direction, so I'll probably go back and change this later if you like it. It might not happen tonight, but it's gonna look pretty good though when it finishes. And I'm also going to do the same thing on the shirt interior as well. Probably noticing my painter file is getting very heavy, so. And I'm gonna after I finish just blocking my colors, I'm going to end this video and then prepare myself to detail them. Give it a second here to do its thing. You know? We'll go inside the shirt sleeve here. And I'm probably gonna change the material for this so that you know it make the shirt feel a little more believable. I'm going to change it later. That it's very heavy, so this is, this is the drawback of working with a program. It's working with materials that are very heavy like this. I can just go in here, flat layer, and just work like this. So it will help in a more powerful laptop, but that will eventually come. That will come eventually. So just leave mask, and I'm gonna turn off all of these because I don't need them. I'm only doing this to get the detail map that I need. Basically, it'll allow me to have actually I could probably get away with like having the same mask on all, but I want to do some. Okay, so that's pretty much. I think that's pretty much it here for this particular process. I'd like to thank you guys for sitting with me with this textures together. I think it looks. I think it looks really, really good. So get everything on there and tab key and my 3D only view. And have to look at it. See everything we've done so far. Go around a little bit. He feels like a priest. And I might go ahead and make the entire thing metallic, but you know, it looks really good here. So that said, guys, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It took a long time to get the texture we wanted it, but I liked how it looks. And in the next video, we're going to be detailing this, having details on this text. So, anything, you guys leave a like, leave a comment below if you have any questions about my process, or say hello. And please subscribe to my channel. I'll always have some really cool stuff to show you guys. Well, until next time, this is Kashif saying happy arting. Have a joyous night. Very much.